Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. By now you've seen me in my Napoleonic gear having a taste of that Napoleonic wine. But you might be wondering, how the heck did he make that hat? We're going to do that here. I've got my black construction paper that I'm going to be assembling the hat out of. But my plan is to kind of just do it in stages. I'm going to get a bit of newsprint and just see if I can make something that'll fit my head this way or some direction. And I'm going to do it on camera here. So basically what I'm going to start with is a standard hat. In fact, let me just, I'll reposition you. So let's see which way the newsprint needs to go. If I do this kind of thing, I think that's going to be way too big. Which, I mean, it does need to be a big Napoleonic hat, but that's going to be enormous. So forget that. Let's try this direction here. Gonna fold, and then what I'm going to do is basically take this very rudimentary prototype and use that with the black paper and kind of make a template, if you will. So this way, I think might be better. This is going to be more, you know, this type of thing. Does that look? Yeah, I think I could even shave some bits off, but at least that gives me a better idea. Okay, so take my newsprint, fold it in half this way. Take my corners, fold them in here. So we've got the, you know, you've ever done these in high school, you know what you're talking about. And then we kind of fold up the ridges. And I'm going to staple this, but I want to just see if this is too big before I even proceed. Okay, so roughly, how's that as a hat? How does that fit? Oh, you know what? That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Yes. Okay, so let's staple this thing. There is a very rough cone shape there. So that gives me the gist of what is going to fit my head. Yeah, I think that gives me a rough idea. Like it does pull down, but of course I'm going to be doing this in a piece of cardboard. At least that gives me an idea of the height and the overall length. So now that I know my noggin will fit in there, I'm going to do that with the construction paper. So let me reposition. Well, as luck would have it, this hat that I have folded fits almost perfectly on the piece of construction paper. Like there's a little bit of a lip there, a little bit of a lip there. But if I take this and just sort of fold it over, staple it in place, I think that means that will work very well as the main part of the hat. And then I'll just cut the shape that way. So let's give that a whirl. Not bad. So this is going to look crazy, but remember, we've got like a curve shape that we're going to be cutting into this. But just as a general gist, will this even work? How's that? Ooh, I think that's going to work. Yeah, it's a little crazy. Hang on, let's cinch up the edges a hair more. We'll put another staple in here. And then I would, yeah. Oh, I think that's, I mean, it feels crazy, but this, I think will work. Do I want to go one more tighter? Or is that, let's go one more tighter. Oh yeah, okay, that is whoa, okay. I'm popping staples, so that's as tight as it should get. So, with that in mind, now, we know we can shave off a few, like, you can be there and there if we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the shape here. How tall should it be? I mean, I'm going to eyeball it, but it shouldn't be... If my head's there, you can't see that, I'm just feeling this. My head's there. I think it shouldn't be much taller than about an inch from the top. So let me get a pencil. Okay, so I'm just going to eyeball this. There's that staple that broke, so we know that's too far. So I don't want to go much higher than that. So I think if I go, let's see, if I'm in that far, I'm going to try and go like here, and here, center of my head is there. Alright, I'm just going to kind of eyeball this, because it doesn't have to look that great. I can always redo. Now do the same thing. Oops, hang on. Same thing in this direction. So there to there. And try and follow that same curvature around like this. So I don't know if you can make out those lines. Oh yeah, you can. Okay. I'm going to just basically cut that with a pair of scissors and staple the pieces together. Wish me luck here. Remove that. I will staple later, but generally speaking, what do we got? That's perfect! Oh my god, that's perfect. Okay, let's staple it. Okay. I think we're done. Let's try it on. Ooh, there's a bit of a bend there. I'll give that a little work here. How's that? Okay, I give it a little squeeze. Well, it kind of looks like it wants to pop off my head, but you know what? That'll work perfectly. Mwah, French kiss. Okay, so all I've done now is just put a little paper rosette on there. Just printed that out, taped it on. Let's put it on here. Okay, that's it on. What do we think? Not bad. I've got my epaulets. I've got my sash ready to go. I'm ready to be Napoleon. So let's see how this goes, but that's how I made the hat at least. Till next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.